In a world brimming with endless choices and ceaseless desires, have you ever paused to consider the true essence of happiness? Imagine finding contentment not in the abundance of possessions, but in the simplicity of living with less. As the ancient philosopher Epictetus once pondered, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. This Stoic wisdom invites us to redefine our relationship with the material world and embrace a path of simplicity and inner peace. Today, we're delving into the profound art of finding happiness through the lens of Stoicism, a philosophy that has guided individuals for centuries. In this journey, we'll uncover how reducing desires and practicing voluntary discomfort can lead to true contentment. We'll explore how understanding the dichotomy of control and embracing gratitude can transform your perspective on what it means to live well. As we navigate this philosophical terrain, you'll discover practical benefits and timeless insights to enrich your daily life. Imagine the tranquility of a life unburdened by what you cannot control. Picture the peace that comes from appreciating the present moment, free from the grasp of material attachments. By the end of this video, you'll have a deeper understanding of the principles that pave the Stoic path to happiness. So, are you ready to embark on this transformative journey toward finding joy in less? Stay with us as we unravel these life-changing Stoic teachings. Now turning to the tale of King Midas, a story that vividly illustrates the perils of unchecked desires. His wish for everything he touched to turn to gold seemed ideal at first, but it soon spiraled into a curse, separating him from genuine happiness. This tale serves as a reminder of how desires, if left unchecked, can overwhelm us. In the realm of Stoicism, desires are seen not as a source of fulfillment but rather as a pathway to dissatisfaction. Marcus Aurelius, a prominent Stoic philosopher, teaches us that true contentment lies in focusing on what is within our control. This valuable insight points to a gateway to happiness that is not dependent on external circumstances but on our internal responses. By acknowledging and reducing our desires, we edge closer to the Stoic path of contentment. Reducing desires does not mean abandoning all aspirations, but rather reevaluating their importance and impact on our well-being. This realignment allows us to see happiness not as an accumulation of possessions, but as a state of being that arises from inner peace and satisfaction. Moderating desires transforms our perspective on happiness by shifting our focus to what truly matters. This moderation frees us from the constant pursuit of more, allowing us to appreciate the beauty of what we already have. It's a practice of finding joy in simplicity and recognizing that enough is indeed enough. As you ponder your own desires, consider their role in your life. Are they driving you toward fulfillment or leading you down a path of endless craving? The Stoic principle invites us to reflect deeply on these questions, offering guidance in understanding what we can control and where we can find freedom. By doing so, we cultivate a sense of satisfaction that isn't tied to the transient and often deceptive allure of material wealth. This reflection is not about deprivation, but about choosing a life of genuine contentment and peace. As the next challenge unfolds, let's explore how embracing voluntary discomfort can further fortify this newfound understanding and lead you to a deeper sense of happiness. As the next challenge unfolds, consider the enlightening example of Seneca, a renowned Stoic philosopher who deliberately practiced poverty. He would set aside days to live with minimal resources, wearing simple clothing and eating plain meals. This was not mere asceticism, but rather a purposeful exercise in voluntary discomfort. Seneca believed that by periodically exposing ourselves to discomfort, we not only prepare for inevitable hardships, but also learn to appreciate what we have in abundance. Embracing discomfort as a practice enables us to build resilience, which is crucial to achieving happiness with less. By willingly facing challenges that life may throw at us, we develop a robust mindset that helps us weather storms with grace. Epictetus, another profound Stoic thinker, emphasized the importance of training oneself to endure discomfort. He taught that by rehearsing adversity, we diminish its power over us, allowing us to handle life's unpredictability with calmness and control. This training is not about seeking suffering, but about cultivating strength and understanding within ourselves. There are simple yet effective ways to integrate voluntary discomfort into our daily routines. One such exercise is fasting, where we temporarily abstain from food, not just for health reasons, but to remind ourselves of the abundance we often take for granted. Another practice could be limiting possessions, choosing to use fewer items to realize that happiness is not housed in material goods, but in our perception and gratitude. These practices help reshape our understanding of what we truly need versus what we merely want, revealing how often our desires exceed our necessities. In facing discomfort willingly, we strip away the superficial layers of yearning, exposing the essential components of happiness: contentment, gratitude, and clarity of purpose. Challenges, when embraced thoughtfully, can redefine our perspective on needs versus wants. They encourage us to detach from the constant cycle of acquisition and appreciate simplicity. By doing so, we align more closely with the Stoic path, discovering a deeper, more satisfying sense of joy that is independent of external circumstances. This joy arises from a profound inner peace supported by our resilience and adaptability. As you reflect on your own life, consider how you might practice voluntary discomfort. What steps can you take to fortify your resilience? As we move forward, let's delve into the empowering concept of the dichotomy of control, guiding us further on this journey toward contentment. Now turning to understanding the dichotomy of control, imagine scrolling through social media and watching the endless stream of updates, each one igniting a flurry of emotions: comparison, admiration, envy. This digital whirlwind is a prime example of how modern life presents countless factors beyond our control, yet we often allow ourselves to be swept away by them. Epictetus, a wise Stoic philosopher, introduced the empowering concept of the dichotomy of control, which encourages us to distinguish between what is within our grasp and what is not. At the heart of this philosophy is the understanding that we can only control our own thoughts, actions, and responses, while everything else, ranging from the behavior of others to external events and outcomes, remains outside our command. Recognizing this distinction is a pivotal step in aligning with the Stoic path to contentment. By focusing our energy on what we can influence, our internal world, we reclaim our strength and sense of agency. Imagine channeling your resources not into worrying about how many likes your post receives, but into crafting content that genuinely represents your thoughts and values. This shift in focus fosters a sense of control over our own happiness. When we relinquish the futile quest to manage what we cannot, we lighten the burden of anxiety and find peace in simplicity. This mindset, rooted in accepting limitations, nurtures joy in living with what we have and who we are. It releases us from the chains of unmet expectations and endless comparisons, inviting us to celebrate the present moment. Directing attention toward the controllable aspects of our life empowers us to craft a reality where serenity and purpose prevail, freeing us from the chaos of external disturbances. As you reflect on this dichotomy, consider your own life. Where are you expending energy on the uncontrollable? How might a shift towards focusing on the internal alter your experience? Evaluating these questions not only strengthens personal resilience, but also embellishes everyday life with rich contentment. As you ponder these insights, let's continue to explore the path that Stoicism offers, leading us toward a life imbued with enduring happiness and fulfillment. Moving forward, let's delve into the transformative power of gratitude. Picture a person who begins each day with a simple ritual, savoring a warm cup of tea, feeling the gentle morning sun on their face. These moments, while seemingly ordinary, become rich with meaning through the practice of gratitude. Gratitude, as a cornerstone of Stoicism, is a profound tool that shifts our focus from what we lack to the abundance already present in our lives. Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers, emphasized the importance of appreciating what we have rather than yearn for what we do not. In his teachings, he reminds us that true contentment resides not in accumulation, but in recognizing the value of what is already ours. By practicing gratitude, we learn to see the beauty in the mundane, turning the routine into a source of joy. This practice encourages us to acknowledge even the smallest blessings, transforming them into sources of profound happiness. The act of gratitude enriches our perspective, allowing us to perceive our world through a lens of abundance. Instead of focusing on what is missing, we celebrate what is present, fostering a deep sense of fulfillment and contentment. This mental shift is not merely philosophical but can be remarkably practical. A simple yet effective way to cultivate gratitude is through keeping a gratitude journal. By dedicating a few moments each day to note down things we are thankful for, we solidify a habit that can change our outlook on life. Imagine the impact of consistently recognizing and recording the positive elements of your daily experiences. As you reflect on these entries over time, you'll likely notice an increase in your overall happiness and a decrease in stress and anxiety. This practice not only heightens awareness of life's gifts, but also acts as a buffer against the challenges that life inevitably presents. So, I invite you to embrace this Stoic practice. Begin with small steps. Acknowledge the warmth of a shared smile, the comfort of a peaceful evening, or the satisfaction of completing a task. See how this mindfulness in gratitude enhances your appreciation for life's offerings. As you integrate this habit into your routine, observe the subtle yet powerful shift in your perspective on happiness and fulfillment. This path of gratitude guides us toward a life where we are truly content with less, finding joy and purpose in the simplicity of being present and appreciative. With the next phase of the journey in sight, let us explore the wisdom hidden in the natural cycle of seasons, a powerful metaphor for change. Just as winter yields to spring and summer gives way to autumn, life too is a continual flow of transitions. This cycle embodies the Stoic principle of embracing life's impermanence. According to Marcus Aurelius, one of the revered Stoic philosophers, change is intrinsic to life. His meditations remind us that everything we encounter is fleeting, and recognizing this truth can be liberating. By embracing impermanence, we learn to cherish each moment, fostering an appreciation for the present rather than chasing an elusive future. Accepting the transient nature of life allows us to be more present, savoring experiences as they unfold. It teaches us that the very essence of beauty lies not in permanence but in its fleeting existence. This realization encourages us to find joy in today's experiences, knowing that they are unique and irreplaceable. When we accept change, we free ourselves from the burdens of longing for what is no longer or fearing what might be. This acceptance is not about resignation but about choosing to focus on the richness of now. Furthermore, this understanding helps us navigate life's ups and downs with grace. By recognizing that all things are temporary, we gain perspective on our struggles. Difficulties, like seasons, come and go. This knowledge can be a source of strength, reassuring us that challenges are not everlasting and that growth follows every hardship. Embracing impermanence encourages resilience, helping us adapt and find peace amidst uncertainty. To truly integrate this Stoic insight, consider reflecting on the changes you have experienced. How did they shape you? What have you learned? By contemplating these questions, you might discover a renewed appreciation for the journey and a deeper contentment in the present. This practice invites you to celebrate life's ebb and flow, finding fulfillment in the ever-changing rhythm of existence. As you ponder these thoughts, notice how this perspective can transform your approach to happiness. By letting go of the pursuit of the unchangeable, you open up to a world of possibilities in appreciating what is, rather than lamenting what was or worrying about what might be. In doing so, you align with the Stoic path to contentment, where happiness is found not in the unyielding, but in the gentle acceptance of life as it truly is. As the sun rises on the next chapter, let us delve into the transformative power of virtue in achieving true happiness. Imagine a person named Alex who once measured success by material gains. Alex's life was filled with the relentless pursuit of more money, more possessions, more status. Yet, despite these acquisitions, a persistent dissatisfaction lingered. It was only when Alex began embracing a life grounded in virtue that a profound sense of fulfillment emerged. This shift marked a pivotal moment, aligning with the Stoic belief that virtue is the cornerstone of genuine happiness. Seneca, a prominent Stoic philosopher, championed the idea that living virtuously far surpasses the fleeting gratification of material wealth. According to Seneca, true contentment arises not from external riches but from a life led by principles of justice, wisdom, courage, and temperance. Alex's story embodies this wisdom. By prioritizing ethical living, Alex replaced superficial pursuits with actions that served both personal growth and the well-being of others. This transition unlocked a deeper sense of satisfaction, illustrating how living virtuously aligns with being happy with less. The impact of virtuous choices resonates on multiple levels. First, they offer a sense of inner peace, knowing that one's actions reflect integrity and authenticity. Second, they foster meaningful connections, as relationships built on honesty and respect nurture a community of trust. Finally, virtuous living contributes to resilience, empowering individuals to face life's challenges with grace and clarity. In contemplating this, consider how you might integrate virtue into daily life. Reflect on personal values and how they guide your actions. What choices align with your principles? How do they contribute to your happiness and the happiness of those around you? By thoughtfully examining these questions, you embark on a path of intentional living, where each decision reflects a commitment to virtue. This journey may reveal that the true measure of prosperity lies in ethical conduct rather than material accumulation. As you explore this insight, recognize that the Stoic path to happiness invites a reimagining of success, one that values inner riches over outer excess. By embracing virtue, you can cultivate a life of meaning, satisfaction, and deep-rooted contentment, discovering that happiness thrives in simplicity and integrity. Moving forward, let's explore the empowering practice of avoiding comparisons, a Stoic principle that can transform our pursuit of happiness. Picture life as a unique race where each individual's track is distinct, filled with personalized challenges and triumphs. This metaphor illustrates the futility of comparisons. Just as runners have different starting points and finish lines, so too do our journeys in life vary greatly. The wisdom of Stoicism reminds us that measuring our worth against others is not only impractical but also detrimental to our well-being. Epictetus, a celebrated Stoic philosopher, elucidated that comparisons often lead us down a path of envy and unrest. Rather than fostering contentment, they anchor us in dissatisfaction, as there's always someone perceived to be ahead in this societal race. Embracing the Stoic mindset, we find liberation in accepting that true happiness stems from acknowledging and nurturing our own path. By sidestepping the comparison trap, we foster greater self-acceptance and appreciation for our unique circumstances. imagine how freeing it would feel to refocus our energy on personal growth. Instead of being preoccupied with external benchmarks, consider setting goals that align with your values and strengths. Cultivating this mindset calls for practical steps. Begin by identifying what truly matters to you beyond societal standards. Set goals that are personal and meaningful, celebrating small victories along the way. When feelings of comparison creep in, practice gratitude for your achievements and milestones. This shift in focus encourages appreciation for what you have, rather than longing for what others possess. Reflecting on our habits, ask yourself, how often do I compare my life to others? What feelings arise from these comparisons? Recognizing these patterns is the first step toward change. Adopting a Stoic approach means embracing the idea that each of us is on a singular journey. By acknowledging this, we can cultivate a deep sense of contentment, unshaken by the achievements of others. This practice ultimately enriches our personal race, allowing us to stride forward with confidence, integrity, and satisfaction. As the next phase of our exploration unfolds, let us delve further into how Stoics emphasize focusing on personal values and growth. With the next phase of the journey in sight, envision a peaceful, uncluttered space, a serene environment where simplicity reigns. Within this calm setting lies the essence of mindfulness, an art that allows us to truly savor life's simple pleasures. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius urged us to live in the moment, to embrace the richness found in simplicity. Through mindfulness, we learn to enhance our awareness of both the world around us and our own inner state. This practice is about tuning into the present moment, cultivating an appreciation for the here and now, rather than being swept away by the chaos of modern life. Consider the act of mindful walking, for example. As we stroll, we can focus on the rhythm of our footsteps, the sensation of the ground beneath us, and the gentle breeze against our skin. With each step, we draw our attention to the sensation of walking itself, finding joy in the movement and the surroundings. Similarly, mindful eating invites us to appreciate every bite. By focusing on the texture, flavor, and aroma of our food, we transform a routine activity into a sensory experience that brings happiness and contentment. These practices, grounded in Stoic principles, encourage us to pause and cherish the moment, fostering a deeper connection with our environment and ourselves. Reflect on how often we rush through our days, missing opportunities to appreciate life's subtleties. By integrating mindfulness into our daily routines, we cultivate a more profound sense of gratitude for what we have. As you consider incorporating mindfulness into your life, start small. Perhaps begin with a few minutes of mindful breathing each day, or choose one meal to eat without distractions. Notice how these small adjustments shift your perspective, enhancing your sense of fulfillment and reducing stress. In practicing mindfulness, we align with the Stoic ideal of valuing the present and finding contentment within ourselves. This approach not only enriches our lives but also helps us manage the complexities of modern life with grace and resilience. As we delve deeper, we find that through simplicity and mindfulness, we open a new path to happiness, one that is deeply personal and immensely rewarding. Now turning to a crucial and transformative Stoic practice, the art of reframing setbacks offers a unique perspective on failure. Imagine a young entrepreneur who faced a major setback when her first business venture collapsed. Instead of succumbing to despair, she chose to view this failure as a valuable lesson, an opportunity to analyze what went wrong and how she could improve in the future. By embracing the Stoic technique of reframing, she approached the obstacle not as a defeat but as a stepping stone toward future success. This shift in mindset is deeply rooted in the teachings of Seneca, who emphasized that adversity is a powerful teacher. Seneca advised us to see obstacles as opportunities to grow stronger and wiser. He believed that true happiness and resilience are cultivated not in the absence of difficulty, but through the ability to navigate through it. By reframing setbacks, we gain a new perspective that empowers us to learn and adapt. This Stoic practice encourages us to view each challenge as a chance to develop skills, strengthen character, and ultimately find contentment in our experiences. This approach aligns with the Stoic ideal that we cannot control external events, but we can control our response to them. Reframing setbacks is not about ignoring problems or pretending they do not exist. Instead, it is about shifting our focus to the potential benefits that arise from the situation. For example, if faced with a missed opportunity at work, consider what this experience can teach you. Perhaps it highlighted a skill that needs improvement or revealed a new path worth pursuing. By identifying the positives in challenging situations, we transform obstacles into opportunities for growth. So, how can you begin practicing the art of reframing? Start by reflecting on a recent setback and ask yourself what you learned from it. What strengths did this experience uncover? How can this knowledge be applied to enhance your future endeavors? Developing a habit of reframing requires practice and patience, but over time, it reshapes our perception of setbacks, revealing the hidden potential within each difficulty. As we adopt this Stoic approach, we nurture a mindset that not only fosters resilience but also enhances our happiness, even amid reduced circumstances. By regularly engaging in this practice, we cultivate a wellspring of inner strength, allowing us to face life's uncertainties with confidence and grace. Reframing setbacks is more than a technique. It is a pathway to discovering the abundance of opportunities that lie within every challenge. As you ponder these ideas, consider how you might view your own setbacks differently, transforming them into stepping stones toward a more fulfilling and contented life. With the next phase of the journey in sight, we turn our focus to letting go of material attachments, a principle deeply embedded in Stoic philosophy. Picture trying to hold water in your hand. No matter how tightly you grasp, the water slips through your fingers. This image serves as a powerful metaphor, illustrating the futility of clinging to material possessions. Stoicism teaches us that such attachments often lead to unnecessary suffering and complexity. As Epictetus, a renowned Stoic philosopher, advised, true value lies not in what we own, but in our inner resources and virtues. Attachments to material goods can weigh us down, diverting attention away from what truly matters. Stoicism challenges us to reevaluate our relationship with these possessions, encouraging a shift in focus from the external to the internal. By releasing our hold on material things, we align ourselves with the Stoic belief in finding contentment through simplicity and inner strength. This shift can be transformative, paving the way for greater happiness with less. To begin this journey of letting go, consider practical exercises designed to examine and reduce your material attachments. Start by identifying items you frequently use and genuinely need. Then, make a conscious decision to part with those that no longer serve a meaningful purpose. This process not only declutters your space but also liberates your mind from the bondage of possession. Next, try adopting a minimalist approach to new acquisitions. Before purchasing something, ask yourself, will this truly add value to my life, or is it a temporary desire? This introspective questioning helps cultivate mindfulness, ensuring that your decisions are aligned with your values and needs. Additionally, experiment with periods of voluntary simplicity, where you intentionally reduce reliance on material comforts. This practice, inspired by Stoic teachings, fosters resilience and highlights our capacity to derive satisfaction from non-material sources. As you navigate this path, challenge yourself to find joy and fulfillment in experiences rather than possessions. Invest in relationships, personal growth, and activities that enrich your life without the need for material wealth. These experiences, nurtured over time, contribute to a lasting sense of happiness and contentment. Ultimately, the Stoic principle of letting go of material attachments is not about renouncing all possessions, but rather about cultivating a mindset that prioritizes inner well-being over external abundance. By embracing this philosophy, we shift focus from what we have to who we are, discovering that true happiness comes from within. Reflect on what you hold dear and consider what you can release to find greater joy. Remember, it's not the things we possess that define us, but the virtues we cultivate along the way. As you ponder these thoughts, let them guide you towards a more fulfilling and balanced life, one that values simplicity and inner contentment over the fleeting allure of material possessions. As the sun sets on our exploration of the Stoic path to contentment, we find ourselves enriched with timeless lessons on living happily with less. Throughout this journey, we delved into the nature of desire, understanding how it often leads to dissatisfaction and how by reining in desires we can align with the Stoic path to contentment. We practiced voluntary discomfort, challenging ourselves to embrace hardships as a way to build resilience and recognize true needs over fleeting wants. We examine the dichotomy of control, learning to focus on what we can influence, reducing anxiety and fostering inner peace. Gratitude emerged as a powerful practice, shifting our focus from what we lack to appreciating what we have, unlocking happiness with simplicity. Embracing impermanence taught us to appreciate the present, finding joy in life's transient beauty. Virtue became our guiding star, teaching us that ethical living and inner values far outweigh material wealth in bringing fulfillment. We discovered the futility of comparisons, choosing instead to run our own unique race, nurturing self-acceptance and happiness. Through mindfulness, we learn to savor simplicity, enhancing awareness and contentment with what is. By reframing setbacks, we found strength in adversity, turning challenges into growth opportunities. Finally, we embraced the principle of letting go of material attachments, prioritizing inner well-being over external abundance. Reflecting on these themes, we see how they offer a blueprint for a more balanced, fulfilling life. As Marcus Aurelius wisely noted, very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. This profound insight encourages us to seek happiness within, guided by Stoic principles. As you contemplate these teachings, consider how they can weave into the fabric of your daily life. Perhaps you might start a gratitude journal, reflect on what truly matters to you, or simplify your surroundings to cultivate inner peace. Whatever path you choose, remember that contentment begins with a shift in perspective, one where inner virtues and simplicity take precedence. Before we part, I invite you to share your thoughts and reflections in the comments below. How do you plan to incorporate Stoicism into your life? If you found value in this exploration, please subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to stay updated on our latest content. Join our community as we continue to seek wisdom and ways to enrich our lives, embracing the Stoic path to happiness and contentment.